And welcome back, everyone, to the FIDE Candidates Tournament in Madrid. And we are joined here by Hikaru. So, Hikaru, you drew today with the black pieces against Jan Christoph Duda. What are your first thoughts after the game?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty balanced game, I guess you could say. I didn't think either of us really had chances to win per se. I mean, I thought what I played wasn't obviously the best approach, but I think Jan also was trying to play his bishop f4, get a very slight advantage with the knight versus bishop, and just nothing was happening for either of us.
Right. Yeah, that's also sort of the impression we had after the game. Yeah, did you feel like you were like worse at any moment, or?
I mean, I thought maybe after g6 when I should be maybe slightly worse, I thought. But once he played b4, I actually got a little bit optimistic that maybe I could try to play for more and try to win the game, but he didn't really allow anything. Because after queen c6, then the knight basically, if he can ever get the knight to e5 or c5, he's going to be much better. Maybe not winning, but he's going to be much better. But yeah, I think I think there was just nothing, and he played correctly. I mean, he played queen c5, we got into this end game. It just wasn't there for either of us today, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were wondering if perhaps after knight d8 you could have tried king to f8. What were your thoughts about that move?
Yeah, I mean, I can play king f8, but I mean, the first thing is he can go. I mean, even here knight e6 is still a draw. I mean, this is the first thing. Even this is a draw. So it's kind of like what really is going on? I mean, if he goes c6 here, or I mean, yeah, just c6. I mean, rook takes. Oh wait, maybe this one actually is this one of the ones that's unclear. This might be one of the ones that's a little bit unclear. Yeah, this might be one of the ones that's unclear. Yeah, what did I see here? I thought takes. Actually, wait, after rook d4, can he go h5?
Yeah, in that line, yeah, h5 is a draw, right? But
yeah, I mean, okay, but the thing is that I saw multiple possibilities like this, and I just thought, what exactly am I playing for? And maybe I should have done it, obviously, but I don't think it would have changed the outcome.
Yeah, we thought maybe, because Duda was getting a little bit low on the clock, but yeah, at the end, a draw. And yeah, we also wanted to ask you about this game between Richie and Nepo, because during the game we saw a clip of you where you walked by and you were having, a look at Richie. Yeah, what was going through your mind as you were looking what was happening in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just say sometimes you just look at these games and you wonder, like, why can't it be me?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I guess that's the one thing I would say, but at the end of the day, you create your own luck. And I mean, Jan has been playing really fast, really confidently. So it's not shocking. I mean, as soon as Richard thought for like 45, 50 minutes, I already knew like he's not going to take the draw and then he's going to probably lose the game. Yeah. I already kind of saw it coming the moment that he used all that time. But I think Jan played really well throughout the game after Richard didn't take the draw. And yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's a pleasure to see you, Hikaru. I must admit, I'm used to see you in flesh, but not really being able to talk. And now I get to talk to you more by not being there, even though I'm like 500 meters away from the venue. So,
right, exactly.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just briefly looked at the interview that Dina took with Rapport. Apparently, he had some wrong evaluation of the position on his computer as he was preparing.
You're saying that he thought after f3 he was winning, or what?
No, I think it's something before. Maybe something with bishop h3 got lost in his evaluation. I'm not sure.
I mean, this can still happen. To be fair, it can happen. I mean, the most obvious example is that game between Peter Leko and Vladimir Kramnik in the World Championship, where I think it was Kramnik who had the wrong line. He thought the computer said it was winning, and I think Savidler also said it was winning. Then it happened in the game, and it's actually losing. So. It does happen from time to time, but I think, I just, the fact that Jan was playing so fast, he used 7 minutes here. I don't know how you can play on. If you don't see a way where you're like clearly better, I just don't understand how you can take that decision to play on, because what happened in the game looked very logical, where you give up the queen for the 2 rooks. But even that, I thought there's no way you can ever win that. And if anyone can win, it's going to be the person with the queen, not the 2 rooks.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you decide to take a draw, you might as well immediately play f3 and then start thinking.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when Richard was using all the time, I started actually looking at the board. I'm like, okay, he's going to go queen d3, queen d7. If you go knight d2, queen d7, and then knight a6, and I thought, how can white ever win? Your king side is so compromised, and unless you can somehow get a pass pawn on the queen side, there are zero winning chances. So I was just kind of shocked that he used all the time and then did it. On the other hand, it's very difficult because if he takes a quick draw there, then the storyline is going to be, oh, look at Richard. He's so scared and afraid. He doesn't want to take any risks. So it goes both ways. Like it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he doesn't play on it, he's gonna be like, oh, he's such a chicken. He's so afraid of everybody. Mm-hmm. And then when he does, it's like, oh, well, he's such an idiot. He should have just taken the draw. So it really goes both ways.
Yeah, I totally agree. He kind of put himself in a corner there. After thinking for so long, half an hour, he thought about f3. To take a draw then would look even more silly, although he should have done it. And he probably knew that he should have done it. He just did not find the courage to do it with so many people watching.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, it's very tough because, again, he's also at his game against Ali Reza, which I think was like +9 for one move, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he's had so many up and down games, and so I think it's at the end of the day, also finishing 8th or finishing 1st doesn't make a huge difference. So it's very, very tough. It's very tough. And of course, to use the great quote, this is why you don't want to be a shark, because when you try to be a shark, it sometimes doesn't work out very well.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And yeah, I was just wondering today, we saw you wearing a white shirt. Is that a new dress code that they are imposing on the players?
No. I mean, you wear a dress shirt and that's that. But but
I was wondering because it's a white one. Just I don't know.
Well, I mean, I only have like four collared shirts that I brought with me. So I mean, at least I went out and bought some pants from like Mango store yesterday. So at least I had another pair of dress pants. But yeah, there's nothing with a dress code. I mean, it's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but at least you are not the superstitious one, because I'm afraid Nepo is not going to change his clothes until the end of the tournament, until he loses at least.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but like I could say the same thing, actually. It's very funny because in the FIDE Grand Prix in Berlin, I wore the same stupid blue shirt in the first game of the event. I lost to Levon. I wore it here and I lost, of course, to Fabiano. And then I changed to the dark blue shirt in Berlin. And of course, the rest is history. The third Grand Prix I'm talking about. And then here also I switched to the blue shirt and things started going well. So I kind of didn't want to switch shirts, but yeah, I felt like I might as well change something.
Okay, well, burn that shirt. I agree with real Milky Tech.
Right. Yeah. But I think you won the first leg of the Grand Prix while you were wearing that white and blue shirt, right? I think that's
the blue checker, the blue and white shirt. That's what I won the first Grand Prix with. Then the first game, the third Grand Prix, I thought, okay, I'll wear it because it's good luck. And I lost to Levon. Then I changed to the dark blue shirt, and the rest of the event was very good. But yeah, that's what it is.
Right. Yeah, there's still 2 more games going on between Fabiano and Rajava.
I mean, it's one game, right? I mean, Ding's game's been drawn. I mean, it's been a drawn end game for the last like 50 years.
Okay, so this one is a draw. So let's have a look then at Fabiano's game. So Fabiano went King E6, right? So he did get this. So he's going to win the game then, yeah. Or is he? Wait, B2? Yeah, B2, F7, your queen and white queens checkmate, as well. Probably. No, there's no checkmate. Check, but white can just block with King E7 or King E7, and there's no more checks, and it feels like white's winning on the spot, but game still kind of goes on after this. But wow, King B5, what a move! Jeez, that's an insane move. Pretty dank, to say the least. Yeah. But yeah, Hikaru, we also wanted to ask your thoughts about the charity that we have been supporting. It's about women's reproductive rights. Can you talk a little bit more about the charity and what it means to you? And everything that's been happening in the last couple of days. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be too political about it, but I think at the end of the day, everyone should have their choice. That's what I think. So, I think it's about many different things about reproductive rights. I mean, there's birth control access, contraceptives, abortions, all these different things. I think my personal attitude, and I guess I'll say it, in general, I try not to take super strong stances, but I think the fact that you have a situation where it's just prohibited, period, and not from a certain point in time is just absolutely insane. I was watching some of Hassan's stream yesterday, and I mean,
it was very upsetting to see when you have a 50-year precedent suddenly overturned. I look at a state like Florida, to use an example of the place where I reside currently, and the fact that there's at least 15-week restriction. Unfortunately, in the Florida state constitution, they probably can't take that away. But the fact that you have situations where you have rapes or incest and these things, and it doesn't matter, and you have to carry out a pregnancy to full term, it's just it's horrifying. It's horrifying to see things going back into the Stone Age. So that's just a little bit that I'll say about the topic, and I'm very disappointed. Hopefully, what I would say is that people realize that they can have a voice, they can go out, they can vote, and make their voice heard, whether it's federally, whether it's at the state level. I mean, if you go out and you make your voice heard, the majority eventually should be heard. And the majority certainly is not being heard when you look at this issue on abortion, or you look at issues like gun control, things of this nature. So make your voice heard. I think people have to go out and vote, and then the majority will be heard.
Yeah, and we raised $5,385 today. So what do you want to say to all the people who came out and supported the matter?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I think it's really important to, again, not everybody is in the same situation. There are a lot of people who, through whatever their circumstance may be, they won't have opportunities to get abortions, and they are in states where it's prohibited. So trying to help out the less fortunate matters. It really does matter, and I think it's great that there's been so much support. I know there have been many other streamers who have also been doing fundraisers as well. So I just hope that I hope things can eventually change or go back in the right direction. But as I said before, at the end of the day, whether it's at the state level, whether it's at the federal level, you have to go out and make your voice heard. Like, even now, you look at it being a state's issue, which is the argument for everything, at least on one side of the aisle. And you see that, you hear that, people go out and vote for people who believe in what you believe in, and make a difference.
Yeah, and it's very important that this charity is working with politicians and trying to find those who are ready to fight, not only share the views but also ready to fight. And that's very important, to find those who ready to fight.
It's like I said, I generally try to avoid politics as much as I can in general. But I think, again, at the end of the day, you look at any great document throughout the history, you look at things like the Magna Carta, you go way back in time, you look at Hammurabi's Code, all these different things from the past, and times change, documents change, and not certain documents, they don't stand the test of time. The world is constantly changing. So to try and go back to try and be very literal and look at things a certain way is it's just unbelievable. And frankly, if we believe that as a country in the United States, then there should be no amendments. I mean, you should just read it literally for the way it was. So yeah, it's just very very disappointing that you have people who try to be very literal about it in certain ways, and of course make exceptions for other things.
Yeah, indeed, it's also black and white, and having certain things having more right than a human being is completely devastating.
Well, I mean, you look at the argument, states' rights, individual states being able to make rights, take away the rights of women. But hey, if you want to have a gun, the states can't enforce anything as far as gun control goes.
Guns have more rights than women. That's all we can conclude.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who grew up in New York, especially, to see that ruling the other day, it's just it's very, very disheartening. But all I can say is hopefully people understand that they have a voice. You have to go out, you have to vote, and the fact that so many people did not vote, whether it's at the federal level, whether it's at the state level, I mean, that it does matter. It does matter.
Yeah, indeed, and I hope the whole backlash and a lot of voices that we heard already, and it's just been one day.
Go out and vote in the midterms. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hope that this will push for more change, for more protests, and more realization that it cannot stay like this. And as a woman, I want to thank you, Hikaru, for giving us this platform, for letting everyone support this good cause, and I'm really proud to be part of this team, and I'm so happy that we're all unanimous in this. It's really amazing.
Yeah. Well, again,
indeed.
There's a thing called common sense. You know, I'm certainly not a very far left liberal. You know, I've lived in Florida for quite a while, but there's certain things that are common sense. And hopefully, as I said, people understand they have a voice, and the majority of people do not support what is happening. So you have to go out and vote. It's just that simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. On another note, I know you will not care about this, but I just wanted you to know that after today's loss of rapport, you actually moved up to 9th place in the rating list. So at least chat will be happy about this.
Yeah. I mean, it's something. Again, I'm just trying to play good chess. The rating really isn't super important to me at this point in time. I mean, I've already said quite a bit on the stream in terms of what events I want to play or what my scheduling is going to be. So the rating isn't super important to me, but obviously it's quite nice to be 9th, or am I 9th or am I 8th?
You're 9th in the live rankings. Yeah, 9th.
Wait, I thought. Who's ahead of Richard?
Maxime.
Maxime is the one. Maxime is the one. I forgot about Maxime. Yeah. So at any rate, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But there's still a lot of chess left to play.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, tomorrow you are playing Fabiano Caruana with the white pieces. What are your thoughts about that game?
It's going to be an interesting game. It's looking more and more like two players are leading. Anybody who's been watching my stream, they could have just not watched this tournament and just listened to what I said over the last 2 months. And if they had bet according to what I had said, they'd probably be sitting pretty right now. So it's not too surprising, I guess, seeing what's happened with Jan and Fabiano doing really, really well. But you know, I have the white pieces, so I'll see what I can prepare, and you know, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Maria, do you have any last questions for our warlord?
No, just looking forward to see you tomorrow in flesh again, and good luck tomorrow, Hikaru. Have a nice rest.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Hikaru. And
all right, I'll be doing a recap, of course, so everybody can see it on YouTube soon enough.
Looking forward.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Okay, see you guys.
All right, see you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.